Stop. Right now. Don't blink. Don't scroll. Don't skip. Because 99% of people will never hear this message. Not because it's hidden, but because they're not ready for it. Aquarius. January 10th is not a normal day. It's not just a date. It's a cutoff point. Something ends forever today. And here's the terrifying part. Most people won't even realize what just died until it's already gone. This is not motivation. This is not hype. This is a silent switch. Today is the day you stop explaining yourself. Today is the day your silence becomes dangerous. Today is the day people feel your absence before they understand your power. And no one warned you about this. For a long time, you've been the one who explained. You softened your truth so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. You over-clarified your intentions so people wouldn't misunderstand you. You gave reasons, context, emotional labor, even when no one asked for it. But January 10th doesn't care about that version of you anymore. Something inside you goes quiet today. Not weak, not numb, focused. And when that happens, the world reacts. People who were comfortable with your confusion will feel uneasy. People who benefited from your availability will feel threatened. People who never really listened will suddenly feel your absence. That's when things get strange. Messages come out of nowhere. Energy shifts. Eyes turn toward you, quietly. Because when an Aquarius stops explaining, something ancient activates. But here's the shocking part. If you're watching this right now, this message found you on purpose. You didn't search for it. You didn't randomly click. You were pulled, chosen ones only. Everyone else will feel uncomfortable and click away, because this message exposes something they're not ready to face. Let me be clear. This is not about becoming cold. This is about becoming unavailable to disrespect. Today marks the end of a cycle where people questioned you, doubted you, misread your silence, and underestimated your depth. January 10th flips that dynamic. From this moment on, your energy speaks before your words do. Your absence teaches lessons your explanations never could. Your silence becomes louder than any argument. And here's what 99% of people don't know. The moment you stop explaining yourself, the universe starts moving people out of your way. No drama, no confrontation, just separation. That's why this feels intense. That's why your chest feels tight. That's why you feel calm and uneasy at the same time. You're standing at the edge of a threshold. Step forward, and you become someone who doesn't chase understanding. Step back, and you repeat the same exhausting loop. There is no in-between anymore. Some people will never hear from you the same way again. Some doors will close without a conversation. Some connections will fade without closure. And that's not loss. That's alignment. Because from today onward, the people who belong in your life won't need explanations. They'll feel you. This is why January 10th feels heavy. This is why it feels quiet. This is why it feels final. A chapter ends here. The chapter where you tried to be understood by people who never made the effort to truly see you. And once this door closes, it doesn't reopen. Comment, I'm ready right now if you felt that chill. Don't think, don't analyze, just type it, because writing those words is not for me. It's a signal. And if you're still listening, then you already know. This isn't the beginning of your power. This is the moment you stop giving it away. Aquarius. For weeks, maybe months, you've been explaining yourself to people who never truly tried to understand you. You explained your silence so they wouldn't feel insecure. You softened your truth so they wouldn't feel threatened. You over-explained your intentions so no one would feel left behind. And yet, it was never enough. No matter how clearly you spoke, someone still misunderstood you. No matter how calmly you explained, someone still questioned your motives. No matter how much you gave, someone still wanted more. that's because the problem was never your words. January 10th changes something fundamental inside you. Not loudly, not dramatically, but permanently. It's like a switch flips. And suddenly, you see the pattern. Something inside you disconnects emotionally. Not anger, not bitterness, not ego, clarity. You stop feeling the urge to convince. You stop feeling responsible for other people's reactions. You stop trying to manage how you're perceived. And in that moment, a shocking realization hits you. I don't owe anyone access to my energy. That sentence alone rewrites your reality. Because for a long time, you believed being kind meant being available. You believed being mature meant explaining yourself. You believed being fair meant giving everyone context. But January 10th reveals the truth most people never learn. Your energy is not public property. And here's what 99% of people don't know. The moment you stop explaining yourself, people start feeling exposed. Why? Because explanations give people comfort. They give them a sense of control. They allow them to believe they understand you, even when they don't. When you explain, you reduce yourself. When you justify, you lower your position. When you over-communicate, you invite interpretation. But when you stop, silence removes their leverage. They can't twist your words. They can't argue your logic. They can't poke holes in your reasoning. All they're left with is themselves. And that makes people uncomfortable. You'll notice it instantly. People pause before speaking to you. Messages feel different, cautious, unsure. Conversations lose their casual entitlement, not because you did anything wrong, but because your energy no longer asks for permission. But here's the twist. This silence doesn't make you invisible. It makes you unreachable. Unreachable to disrespect. Unreachable to emotional draining. Unreachable to people who only felt powerful when you were explaining. You're no longer operating on their frequency. And here's where it gets intense. Some people will try to pull explanations out of you. They'll ask indirect questions. They'll bring up old topics. They'll test your boundaries, subtly, not because they need clarity, but because they feel the distance growing. They sense something has shifted, and they don't know how to access you anymore. This is where most Aquarius energy gets tested. Your instinct might be to clarify, to smooth things over, to explain just one last time. But January 10th is different. This time, your silence isn't avoidance. It's alignment. You're not shutting people out. You're deciding who gets access. And here's the part no one tells you. The right people won't demand explanations. They'll adjust. They'll respect your space. They'll feel your intention without needing words. The wrong people, they'll feel exposed. They'll feel powerless. They'll feel confused. And that's not your responsibility. Because the moment you stop explaining, you step into a higher position. One where your presence speaks louder than your defense ever could. January 10th isn't about cutting people off. It's about cutting patterns off. The pattern of overgiving. The pattern of emotional labor. The pattern of proving your worth through clarity. From this point forward, you don't chase understanding. You let people rise to your level or fall away quietly. And that's the real shift. Not everyone will notice it immediately, but everyone will feel it. Your calm will feel heavier. Your distance will feel deliberate. Your silence will feel intentional. Because it is. Comment, I see it now. If this has already started happening in your life, Aquarius, this awakening doesn't arrive with noise, no fireworks, no dramatic moment, no announcement to the world. It arrives quietly, and that's what makes it powerful. One day, you just stop reacting, not because you're tired, not because you're hurt, but because something inside you has clicked into place. You notice it in small moments. You don't chase replies anymore. You don't rush to clear up misunderstandings. You don't defend your choices when questioned. You read messages and feel nothing. You hear opinions and feel no urge to respond. You sense tension and choose peace. And here's the part nobody prepared you for. That silence scares people. Why? Because your reactions were familiar. Your explanations were predictable. Your emotional availability made people feel secure. Your explanations were their comfort. They relied on your clarity to avoid facing their own confusion. They leaned on your words to justify their behavior. They used your emotional labor as reassurance. So when that disappears, they feel exposed. But here's the twist. When you stop explaining, people don't suddenly understand you better. They start projecting. They project their guilt. They project their insecurity. They project their fear of losing access to you. That's why the comments begin. You've changed. You're acting different. You're cold now. You think you're better than everyone. But listen closely. Those words are not observations. They are reactions. Because the version of you that explained everything made them comfortable. The version of you that stays quiet forces them to sit with themselves. And most people hate that. So they label you. They call your growth distance. They call your boundaries attitude. They call your peace ego. But here's the truth they won't say out loud. You didn't become cold. You became contained. You didn't become distant. You became selective. You didn't become better than them. You became better to yourself. This is the silent awakening nobody warned you about. No one tells you that growth can look like withdrawal. No one tells you that alignment can feel lonely. No one tells you that peace can make others uncomfortable. But January 10th reveals something crucial. Not everyone deserves the same version of you. And here's where Aquarius energy truly transforms. You realize that reacting was never required. Explaining was never mandatory. Defending was never your responsibility. You were just taught to do it. Taught to be accommodating. Taught to be understanding. Taught to be emotionally available, even when it cost you. This awakening breaks that conditioning. Now, you observe instead of react. You listen instead of explain. You move quietly instead of announcing. And that, when your presence changes, people speak differently around you. They choose their words more carefully. They sense that something has shifted, even if they can't name it, because silence carries authority. Silence removes arguments before they start. Silence ends conversations that no longer serve you. Silence protects your energy better than any explanation ever could. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Some people will not survive this version of you. They needed your reactions. They fed on your explanations. They depended on your emotional output. Without that, the connection fades. And that's not loss, that's clarity. This awakening isn't about pushing people away. It's about no longer pulling people closer than they deserve. January 10th doesn't make you loud. It makes you solid, rooted, grounded, unmoved. And once you feel this shift, there's no going back. Because explaining yourself now feels unnatural. Reacting feels unnecessary. Defending feels exhausting. You finally understand your silence is not emptiness, it's presence. Comment, silence is power if you're feeling this shift happening in real time. Here's the shocking truth nobody likes to admit. People didn't love your words. They loved your availability. They loved that you replied quickly. They loved that you explained yourself. They loved that you filled in the emotional gaps for them. When you explained your actions, they felt in control. When you clarified your intentions, they felt important. When you defended your choices, they felt needed, and most of them never questioned it. January 10th shatters that illusion, because the moment you stop explaining, the moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop being easily accessible, your energy changes. Your calm becomes intimidating. Your distance becomes noticeable. Your absence becomes loud. And that, when panic sets in, not panic like fear, panic like loss of access. They can't read you anymore. They can't predict your reactions. They can't pull explanations out of you the way they used to. And for people who thrived on your availability, that feels like losing power. But here's the twist. The ones who benefited the most from your confusion will be the first to feel threatened by your clarity. Watch their behavior closely. Sudden messages out of nowhere. Just checking on you texts. Fake concern masters care-forced conversations that feel unnatural. They'll bring up old memories. They'll reopen past topics. They'll ask questions they already know the answers to, not because they miss you, but because they feel your detachment. They sense the cord has been cut, and they don't know how to reconnect. This is where Aquarius energy becomes misunderstood, because from the outside, it looks like you pulled away. But in reality, you just stopped overgiving. You didn't block them. You didn't attack them. You didn't explain yourself. You simply stopped feeding a dynamic that drained you. And that silence creates discomfort. Why? Because when you were explaining, they felt superior. When you were justifying, they felt validated. When you were reacting, they felt relevant. Now, they don't. And relevance loss hits harder than rejection. That's why some people suddenly try harder. They compliment you. They mirror your energy. They act interested. But pay attention. Is it curiosity or control? Because genuine connection doesn't panic when you go quiet. Only insecure attachment does. And here's the part most people don't realize. When you go quiet, people are forced to interpret you without guidance. No explanations, no emotional cues, no reassurance. And in that silence, they project their own insecurities. They assume you're pulling away. They assume you're judging them. They assume you've outgrown them. Sometimes they're right, but instead of reflecting, they react. They try to pull you back into the old pattern. They poke, they test, they provoke, just to see if you'll explain again. But January 10th changes the rules. This time, you don't respond the same way. Your stillness sends a message stronger than words ever could. I'm not available for this anymore. And that message lands. It lands in the pauses. It lands in the unread messages. It lands in the shorter replies. Not cold, not rude, just final. This is why people panic. Because silence forces truth. Truth about how much they relied on you. Truth about how much they took. Truth about how little they gave back. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. Your calm isn't accidental. Your distance isn't emotional. Your detachment isn't weakness. It's self-respect. January 10th marks the moment you stop being emotionally predictable. And when you stop being predictable, you become powerful. Comment. They feel it. If this resonates with what you're experiencing right now, Aquarius, this is the moment everything changes. Not on the outside, but deep inside, where decisions become permanent. This is the day you finally understand something most people never do. Silence is not weakness. Distance is not punishment. Detachment is not cruelty. It's self-respect. For so long, you were taught the opposite. You were told that being mature meant explaining, that being kind meant staying accessible, that being fair meant giving people endless chances. January 10th breaks that illusion, because today you stop measuring your worth by how well you're understood. You feel it clearly, almost calmly. I don't need to be understood to be aligned. That sentence alone shifts your entire frequency. You realize alignment doesn't require agreement. It doesn't require validation. It doesn't require permission. Alignment only requires honesty with yourself. And when that happens, something powerful unfolds. But here's the twist. The moment you stop explaining, the right people start listening. Not because you demanded attention, but because your energy no longer chases it. The people who truly respect you don't question your silence. They don't pressure you for explanations. They don't interpret distance as rejection. They simply adjust. They feel your intention without needing words. They respect your space without resentment. They meet you where you are, not where they want you to be. And that's how you know. Because respect doesn't argue. Respect doesn't push. Respect doesn't demand emotional access. It understands. At the same time, something else happens. Quietly, naturally. The wrong people fade. No confrontation. No dramatic ending. No long goodbye, just distance. And instead of pain, there's relief. Because deep down, you always knew which connections were built on obligation, not alignment. You don't chase them. You don't explain why you're stepping back. You don't justify your growth. You let truth do the separating. This is the power you reclaim without words. Your calm speaks for you. Your consistency defines you. Your boundaries protect you. And here's what makes this phase uncomfortable for others. You no longer negotiate your peace. You don't lower your standards to maintain connections. You don't shrink to keep others comfortable. You don't explain why certain access is no longer available. You simply live in alignment. That alone changes how people treat you. Conversations become cleaner. Energy exchanges become lighter. Drama dissolves before it starts. Because when you respect yourself, chaos can't stay. January 10th teaches you that closure isn't something you get from others. It's something you give yourself. You don't need final conversations. You don't need apologies. You don't need acknowledgement. You need peace. And for the first time, you choose it fully, not as an escape, not as avoidance, but as a decision. This is where your power stabilizes. No emotional spikes, no reactive responses, no inner conflict, just grounded certainty. You understand now that explaining yourself was never about clarity. It was about keeping connections alive that were already misaligned. And once you stop doing that, something beautiful happens. Your life becomes quieter. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy becomes protected. This isn't isolation. It's refinement. This isn't coldness. It's control. This isn't loss. It's freedom. And from this place, you attract differently. You attract respect instead of attention. You attract depth instead of noise. You attract people who don't need explanations because they already see you. January 10th doesn't make you louder, it makes you stronger. Comment, I choose peace if you're truly done explaining and ready to live in alignment. Aquarius, listen carefully. This part matters more than everything before it. What you've stepped into now is real power, and real power only works if you don't break it. Not once, not just this time, not for closure, not to be nice. Because the moment you explain again, you reopen a door that was meant to close. Don't explain your growth. Don't justify your boundaries. Don't respond emotionally. Let them wonder. Let them sit with the unanswered questions. Let them feel the distance they created. This silence is not punishment. It's a mirror. And most people are terrified of what they see in it. But here's the twist. Silence forces people to confront themselves, their behavior, their intentions, their entitlement. And most can't handle that. They're used to deflection. They're used to explanations. They're used to you doing the emotional work. Without that, there's nowhere to hide. That's when discomfort shows up. They replay conversations in their head. They question their actions. They feel the weight of things they ignored. And instead of accountability, they look for relief. That relief used to be your explanation. But now, it's gone. And this is where respect is born. Because respect doesn't come from over-communication. It comes from consistency, from holding your line, from not reacting, from not being pulled back into old dynamics. The moment people realize you won't explain anymore, something shifts. They speak more carefully. They approach you with intention. They stop crossing lines casually, not because you demanded it, but because your silence demands it. And here's the danger part nobody warns you about. There will be moments you'll want to break it. A message that triggers you. A misunderstanding you want to clear. A situation where you feel tempted to defend yourself. That's the test. Because explaining in those moments doesn't bring peace. It brings you back to the same exhausting cycle. You already know this. You've explained before. You've clarified before. You've defended yourself before. And what changed? Nothing. January 10th gives you a different option. This time, you don't engage. You breathe. You pause. You choose silence. Not because you're afraid, but because you're secure. This is the difference. Silence from insecurity is avoidance. Silence from alignment is power. And people can feel the difference immediately. Your energy becomes unmovable. Your presence becomes grounded. Your boundaries become non-negotiable. And yes, some people will be upset. Some will call you distant. Some will accuse you of changing. Some will try to provoke a reaction. That's not your cue to explain. That's confirmation you're doing it right, because when you stop explaining, you stop negotiating your worth. You stop offering discounts on your energy. You stop making yourself smaller to keep others comfortable. You finally let consequences do their job. And here's the truth most people avoid. If someone truly respects you, they won't need an explanation. They'll adjust. They'll reflect. They'll meet you where you are. If they don't, they were never meant to stay in this phase of your life. This silence is not temporary. It's a boundary that protects your future. So hold it, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels misunderstood, even when it feels lonely. Because on the other side of this silence is something rare. Respect without asking, peace without effort, power without words. Comment, I won't explain anymore, if you're serious about protecting this energy and never going back. Aquarius, if you're still here, understand this clearly. This was not random. You didn't click this video out of boredom. You didn't just stumble across it by accident. You were pulled because something inside you was already shifting. Pulled because your old way of operating no longer fits. Pulled because this message matches a frequency you've already stepped into. Most people would have left by now. They would have felt uncomfortable. They would have felt exposed. But you stayed. And that alone tells me everything. January 10th is not just a date. It's a confirmation point, a line in the sand between who you were and who you're no longer willing to be. January 10th confirms 3 undeniable truths. You're done shrinking to make others comfortable. You're done explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You're stepping into silent authority. This is not the loud kind of power, not the kind that argues, not the kind that announces itself. This is the kind that's felt. From this phase forward, something changes in how life responds to you. You attract without effort, because you're no longer chasing. You're respected without speaking, because your energy sets the tone. You're felt without proving, because alignment needs no explanation. And here's what most people will never realize. Silence is not absence. Silence is presence without permission. When you stop explaining, you stop leaking power. When you stop proving, you stop seeking approval. When you stop reacting, you take control of your reality. This is why this video found you. Not to entertain you, not to motivate you, but to confirm what you already knew deep down. You've outgrown a version of yourself that worked too hard to be understood. You've outgrown conversations that drained you. You've outgrown relationships built on emotional access instead of respect. and there is no going back. Because once you feel this kind of alignment, the old patterns feel unbearable. Explaining feels exhausting. Overgiving feels unnatural. Chasing clarity feels pointless. You finally understand something most people never do. The loudest people explain. The powerful ones don't need to. They let consistency speak. They let boundaries speak. They let absence speak. And here's the final truth. This phase will cost you certain connections, but it will reward you with peace, clarity, and authority. Not everyone will stay. Not everyone will understand. But the ones who matter will recognize you immediately. They won't ask for explanations. They won't push your boundaries. They won't misinterpret your silence. They'll meet you in it. This is the era where you stop negotiating your worth, where you stop offering pieces of yourself for acceptance, where you stop explaining why you deserve respect. You simply embody it. And because this is a chosen one's phase, because this energy only stabilizes when it's acknowledged, there's one final step. Comment all 5 below. Yes, all 5. 1. I am chosen. 2. I trust the silence. 3. The old me is done. 4. Power activated. 5. January 10 changed me. This isn't for engagement. This isn't for algorithms. This is a declaration. A line drawn between who you were and who you are now. You've stepped into the quiet phase, the untouchable phase, the self-respecting phase. Stay silent, stay aligned, stay powerful, because from this point on, you don't explain.